quarterback is going to be the most improved in 2025 in the SEC? Multiple names that we could go off of, multiple quarterbacks that I thought took the step in the right direction. But one dude at the end of the year that you believe is going to be better than advertised, and certainly better than what they were during their first season as QB1.
I'm going to go a couple guys here. I've narrowed the list down to.
Okay.
I'm going to say their name right. Taylon Green, DJ Lagway, Garrett Nussmeier, Blake Shapen, Lenore Sellers, Nico Iamaleava, and Marcel Reed and Diego Pavia. I mean, I think Taylon Green could fall in this category. I think DJ Lagway could. I think Nussmeier will be so. That would be my guess to be your pick, Bear, if we were going here. You could see that too. I mean, I say that. I mean, it's a tough. I mean, you can make a case for a lot of things. I'm going to go DJ Lagway, though. And it's kind of surprising because it's like, man, you think he's going to be really good. I do. I think he's going to improve. He's going to take that next step and be one of the best quarterbacks in this league. I'm going to go with him again. I think Taylon Green could be a trendy pick. I don't know. I think he's going to miss a guy like Andrew Armstrong, and I think they lost a lot on their offensive line. So, again, I think it's going to be his surrounding players around him, the surrounding cast is not going to be able to lift him up. I'm going to go DJ Lagway. I don't know. I think Garrett Nussmeier kind of hit a ceiling. I think he is who he is at this point. He's an old enough guy. We've seen him. Blake Shapen, who knows, coming off an injury. I'm not going to say that. I think Lenore Sellers could definitely take a next step. That's why I think Mike Shula is intriguing. Nico, I mean, dude, I'm starting to get there. I'm saying it. I think since Alex Golesh left to go be the head coach at South Florida in 2022, the Tennessee offense development at the quarterback position has not been there. Still concerns me. Marcel Reed almost went with that, Bear, but I didn't. I got to see it before I can believe it. Then I think Diego Pavia, I mean, sure, he can improve, but I think he could go with a better answer. I'm going to go DJ Lagway.
I'm going to go Nico. And honestly, it came down to him and it came down to Marcel Reed. It did. I think that Marcel Reed now having better weapons or having more consistent weapons is going to do wonders for his career. But I look at Nico, and I want to believe that we're going to see similar results that we saw with Hendon Hooker. So when Hendon Hooker came on in, he was a really solid quarterback year one for Tennessee.
Except where you know he's not there. I just said it.
I know. But I want to believe that this is Heupel. I do want to believe this is Heupel. The other thing I want to believe is much like that season, they had a good run game. They didn't have an elite run game, but they did have quality wide receiver play from Brewer McCoy to at the very start of the year when they had Cedric Tillman and then Jalen Hyatt went on to win the Biletnikoff Award. I want to believe that we're going to see that next step forward for the supporting cast around him. With Brandon Staley, I want to see that Chris Brazzell steps on up as a quality number 2. I want to see with the tight ends, Miles Kitselman's back there. I think that Ethan Davis could be a really strong player. I like the run game with a 3-man set, so there's not a lot of pressure on just one dude to be the entirety of your offense. And then Mike Matthews. I've made this abundantly clear as many times as possible. I believe that Mike Matthews is a special talent. I believe that he is that one name that 2 or 3 years from now, when we watch him enter the first round of the NFL draft, and he is thanking everybody in his pathway, saying, yes, thank you for letting me sit for a full year. It was the best thing for me. He is going to be the most developed playmaker that we have seen in Tennessee history underneath Josh Heupel. That is my hope. And so if I can get that from him, and I can believe that Nico, fully comfortable running Josh Heupel's system, knowing the up-tempo, knowing the audibles to call it the line of scrimmage, knowing that he can continue that consistency of what we saw last year where he was delivering clean strikes even though he was under pressure. I truly think that we could be talking about 4,000 passing yards. I think we could be talking about a 30-touchdown season or 35-touchdown season. You add in the mobility factor of what he provides. Guy rushed for, what was it last season? 4 touchdowns, over 400 rushing yards. I think that we could see more of that success. And again, depending on what defenses he goes up against, that might also bode extremely well in his favors. It might inflate his numbers a little bit. And I think that once you start to feel like that you're playing at the best peak at your desired contact, you play with confidence. And confidence is just something that you have to gain over time. And I think that there were so many moments last year where it just felt like things were trending down, things weren't stable, there was no consistent process, where this year it can. And I think that all those things are still there. I have not given up on my Nico stock. And if you have, that's totally cool. Sell it to me. I'll gladly buy it at the all-time low. I think he is in for a massive year. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that might also be a Heupel thing at this point.
Yeah, I'm not ready to sell it yet. I'm not ready to sell it yet. You're right. I want to see some improvement. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think just This is a big year for Hype and the boys. Again, if you don't see much improvement from Nico, I think that's when you see some people start getting a little pissed off.
But it's also, again, it's more than that. It's does the offensive line still be really good, especially with David Sanders coming on in? How do you feel about the wide
No, but I think
receivers?
it is. It's not more than that. It's about Nico's development. I mean, obviously, he's got to get protected to play well. I mean, that's obvious. I'm just saying it is Nico.
But think about this for a second. What if it's a perfect pass downfield? Chris Brazzell, 50 yards. Nobody's even near him. Goes through his hands.
The receiver's got to catch the football.
That's what I'm saying. It's little things like that's where it's like, okay, I still believe that's not on Nico. That's on the receiver. It's little things. But honestly, I just think that constantly it's another year in the system. I didn't want to doubt Hendon Hooker. I thought Hendon Hooker was one of the best quarterbacks of 2022 in college football. I think Nico could be that guy.
Let's see him against Georgia on that third game next year. That'll be a telltale right there.
When the game tips off, the NBA action is just beginning on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because FanDuel is your home for NBA live betting. Even if you miss the first few minutes of a game or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can make your picks from the first whistle until the final buzzer. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join. New FanDuel customers get started with $150 in bonus bets with your first $5 bet win. Just visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today. That's FanDuel.com/SECU for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Disclaimer: must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino and 18 plus in DC. First online real money wagers only. $5 first deposit is required. Bonus issues with non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after retreat. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right, back to the show. The other one I want to throw out here, and I just thought it was a cop-out because we didn't get to see him play in the SEC, John Mateer. Does Mateer get better with Ben Arbuckle? Is it just now him being able to control the offense, being able to just make some audibles at the line of scrimmage, not afraid to tuck and run when the second or third read isn't there, pick up an extra 15 yards with his legs, slide, fresh set of downs, hit the reset? That to me was the other name I really want to include in there, because I think that John Mateer, Dave, and I know it's a little facetious of me, I do, but I believe that he is the best transfer to come into the SEC this upcoming year. And I believe he is already a top 6 quarterback in the SEC for 2025.
No, I agree. I think John Mateer is the best quarterback in the portal.
Far and away, he was the best quarterback.
I know a lot of teams behind the scenes were really trying to come in late on that really liked him. So I think he's one of the best.
And if he can take that step forward the way that we didn't see Jackson Arnold do it, especially with still I would go underwhelming wide receiver room. Definitely not what Jackson Arnold's going to be working with down in Auburn. And he can trust that the run game is still there. It's very easy for me to see people start believing that John Mateer is the right type of culture fit. Now, I've already said this multiple times. The way he plays, it's not Baker Mayfield-esque, but what it is he carries himself with that Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts attitude. I'm QB1 for a reason. Stay out of my way and don't figure out why I'm going to have to beat your ass. That's the type of quarterback you need out in Norman, Oklahoma. That's my 2 cents on that.